Augustine Gus Washington was the father of the first president of the United States of America, George Washington. He belonged to the colony of Virginia's landed gentry and was a planter and a slaveholder. Washington was born in Westmoreland County in the colony of Virginia on November 12th, 1694. He was the son of Lawrence Washington, a militia captain and a member of the Virginia House of Burgesses, and Mildred Warner. Augustine was only 4 years old when his father died. He inherited about 1,000 acres on Bridges Creek in Westmoreland County. His sister Mildred inherited what was called the Little Hunting Creek property. They both inherited slaves. When Washington came of age and into his inheritance in 1715, he married Jane Butler, who had inherited about 640 acres from her father. The young couple settled on the Bridges Creek property. Washington was active in the Anglican Church and in local politics. He took the oath as Justice of the Peace for the county court in July 1716 and served as county sheriff. In 1718, Washington purchased land on Pope's Creek, abridging his property on Bridges Creek. About 1726, he had a new house built there, later called Wakefield. In the same year, he purchased the Little Hunting Creek property from his sister Mildred. Washington and his first wife Jane Butler had 3 children, only 2 of whom, Lawrence and Augustine Jr., lived to adulthood. In 1725, Augustine entered into an agreement with the Principio Company of England to start an iron works on Acokeek Creek in Stafford County. After Jane's death in 1730, Washington married Mary Ball in 1731, mother of George Washington. And in 1735, the family moved to the Little Hunting Creek property, which was closer to the Acokeek furnace. In 1738, Augustine Washington purchased the 150-acre Strother property across the Rappahannock River and moved the family there at the end of the same year. After Washington's death in 1743 at the age of 48, his son George inherited the former Strother property and its slaves, and he was only 11 years old. His mother Mary managed a property for him until he became of age. She lived on the property until 1772 when she was 64. George moved her to a house in Fredericksburg. Lawrence inherited the Little Hunting Creek property and renamed his property Mount Vernon in honor of Admiral Edward Vernon, with whom he had served in the British Navy in 1741. During the Battle of Cartagena de Indias during the War of Jenkin's Ear. Augustine Jr. inherited the Pope's Creek property and slaves. According to Augustine's will, if Lawrence died without children, the Little Hunting Creek property would be given to Augustine Jr. with the stipulation that he must then give Pope's Creek to George. If Augustine Jr. did not want the Little Hunting Creek property, it would then be inherited by George. At Lawrence's death, he indeed had no living children, and Augustine Jr. did not want to give up Pope's Creek. Therefore, George Washington ultimately inherited the Little Hunting Creek property. Lawrence Washington's widow, Anne, had a life interest in the Little Hunting Creek plantation. As she remarried and was not living at Mount Vernon, she leased the property to George beginning in 1754. Upon her death in 1761, George Washington inherited the plantation outright. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed this content, please be sure to smash that like button, share, like, and subscribe, and always remember to get out there and explore. Thanks, guys.